Well, good morning. This morning we're continuing through and looking at the themes of Daniel chapter 2 based on our sermon last Sunday that was titled Prayer and Praise. And today's theme that we're going to look at is the power of prayer. And so I want to ask this question. How did Daniel, if you remember from chapter 2, how did Daniel respond to his trials, the trials that he found himself in when he was faced with the prospects of being killed along with the other wise men by King Nebuchadnezzar? How did he respond to his trials? Daniel went back to his house and gathered with his friends, and he spent time just going before God and asking God for wisdom and guidance and deliverance. So he went and gathered with his friends and prayed. As I think back to my life, there have been lots of times when I found myself in situations where I didn't have the answers on my own. And there were times when I would try and figure things out on my own. And there were times when I would just pause and go to God in prayer. And I remember a specific example of that would be when Megan and I were thinking about the possibility of moving here to Scottsbluff from Colorado. We spent months just kind of going through that process of should I apply for this job? Things were going well in Lamar. We weren't looking to leave. And so we had this question of, is this the right thing for us to kind of uproot our family and take the kids out of the schools that they were in, the friends that they had, and move to Scottsbluff? And there were obviously a lot of benefits about moving here too, being a part of WestWay, the church that I grew up, being able to serve alongside the other pastors here and being closer to my family and her family. And so we were trying to weigh all of these things in our mind. And one of the things that we did throughout those months was almost every night, just go to God and pray and really ask God what his will for us is. And so we asked God to set aside all of our personal and selfish desires in this process, and just said, God, if this is the thing that you want us to do, we just pray that you would just make it really evident and continue to open these doors. And through months of that, it just became clear that this is what God had for us. And so here we are. So I want to encourage you, if there are situations that you find yourself in, they could be big things or little things where you just need guidance. I want to encourage you just to go to God in prayer, and you can do that alone. We'll see that later in Daniel, where Daniel spent time alone in his closet just praying to God. And we also see in Daniel chapter 2 that Daniel gathered his friends together, which is also a good thing to do. And so you can pray alone, you can pray with people, but the important thing is just setting aside time to go before God in prayer. Whether you have things that you need guidance on or not, God just wants to spend that time with you. And prayer is a really good time for us. It's a powerful tool that helps us surrender our will and our ways to what God has for us in God's will. And so I want to encourage you to do that today and throughout the rest of this week. We'll see you tomorrow. Praying for you. Love you.